Driving economic transformation at National, Vice President Shatima launches Katsina Entrepreneurial Hub.
The architects of modern Katsinas, we are mightily proud of you.
Illegal mining, revenue generation, Senate passes bill establishing mining ranges as President Tinubu nominates Bernard Doro as Minister representing Plateau State. Livestock Ministry, Food and Agriculture Organization partner to curb animal diseases in Nigeria.
We are here for this workshop so that we put ourselves in a proper position with all those who have responsibility for animal disease and health management in the country.
Hello and welcome to the Network News. I'm Olajide Bello. Joining me tonight from Lagos is Adeola Komiakere. Benny Adams, our businessman, will bring us some trending reports from the business world. Benny.
Well, it's sharing news for small businesses in Nigeria as well as investors in Nigeria's capital market as the all-share index crosses 150,000 all-share index, which is the very first breakthrough in the history of stock market trading in Nigeria. We'll give you details in the course of the bulletin.
Many thanks, Benny. That's a suiting one. And Badi Adeleye will bring us actions from the sports zone. Badi.
Well, Nigeria's Super Falcons camp is bubbling with the arrival of more players. And it's UEFA Champions League match night. We've got some updates coming.
All right, many thanks, Badi. Remember, you can watch these broadcasts live on our website, nta.ng/live, and on our other social media handles displayed on your screen. Vice President Kashim Shettima has commended entrepreneurs and innovators in Katsina State for their outstanding contributions to economic growth and development. He made this remark at the MSME Clinic Award Dinner and DECO Social Innovation Academy graduation ceremony, where outstanding entrepreneurs and businesses were recognized and celebrated. Awal Haliru reports.
The event was a demonstration to the state's commitment to promoting innovation and enterprise, with checks and certificates presented to the awardees and the first set of 18 graduates who developed 9 innovation projects in health, climate and agriculture of the DECO Social Innovation Academy. These individuals have showcased exceptional talent, creativity and determination, and their achievements are expected to have a significant impact on the state's economy. Vice President Kashim Shettima emphasized the crucial role of the MSME sector in driving Nigeria's economic growth and development, saying effort must be made to support and empower entrepreneurs to drive innovation and job creation. The Vice President described Katsina as a beacon of creativity and resilience in northern Nigeria, noting that the state is steadily reviving its long-standing legacy of learning, trade and craftsmanship.
For bringing on board the architects of modern Katsina, we are mightily proud of you for building Barrister Ibrahim Shehu Shema, of bringing Right Honorable Aminu Bello Masari, of bringing Colonel Abdul Kumini Aminu, of bringing the elites of Katsina together. We have no business fighting.
It is a powerful way to empower young people, especially those who do not have access to some exposure or resources or otherwise.
The MSME Clinic Award Dinner and DECO Social Innovation Academy graduation ceremony is an event that recognizes and celebrates outstanding entrepreneurs and businesses in Katsina State. It provides a platform for entrepreneurs to network, share ideas, and showcase their innovations. In Katsina, Awan Haliru, NTA News.
Girl-child education is at the center of President Bola Tinubu's administration, and no effort will be spared in actualizing its goals in Nigeria. Vice President Kashim Shettima gave the assurance during a meeting with a delegation from Plan International led by its Director of Programs, Quality and Innovation, Helen Idyong, to demonstrate the federal government's commitment to girl-child education. Vice President Shettima invited a teenager, Joy Oga, to take over the seat of the Vice President for a day and address the nation. State House correspondent Abdurrahman Jibrila reports.
I would like to thank you for this opportunity to speak for millions of Nigerian girls.
Support for the girl child. Joy Oga takes over Nigeria's vice president seat for a day. She is here with Plan International delegation, expressing gratitude for the opportunity to represent millions of Nigerian girls.
Nigeria cannot speak of progress if half of its population is left behind in silence. So today, I call on the government, the policymakers, development partners, and every citizen to act not with sympathy, but with strategy. We must invest in education that is safe, inclusive, and free from fear for every child in Nigeria, not just the girls I'm speaking about here.
Urging relevant authorities to enforce laws that protect the rights of every girl child, highlighting the need to provide free sanitary products in schools, as well as ensure access to water, sanitation and nutrition for the Nigerian child.
The issue of the girl child is not an issue of political sloganeering, no. It's an existential threat to our nation.
Among other government intervention in the girl child education, the school feeding program remains essential.
Joy's beautiful rendition of her speech. It sounds like music to the ears of all of us, but a music of sadness. But hope springs eternal from the hearts of men and women. And I believe that in President Bola Tinubu, you have an ally that you can believe and invest your trust in. He is quite passionate about girl child education. His wife is a symbol of how, when properly empowered and positioned, a girl child can blossom into a great leader.
And Plan International has provided interventions for over 11 million Nigerian children in areas such as education, entrepreneurship, and youth development. The organization urged the government to continue ensuring that girls have access to education and schools remain affordable for all. From the State House, Abdurrahman Jibrila, NTA News.
And to the National Assembly, senators passed the bill to establish the Nigerian Mines Rangers Service, which is expected to positively impact the mining sector by enhancing security, promote economic growth through revenue generation, and prevent unauthorized mining. Senate is also proposing life imprisonment without option of fine for defilement of minors. National Assembly correspondent Lami Ali reports.
The Mining Rangers Service Bill will, among other things, secure the mining sector by curbing illegal mining, in which Nigeria records an annual loss estimated at over $18 billion.
This bill will, in very great measure, help us to tackle the scourge of insecurity in this country.
If these mine rangers are established, most of the mining sites will be manned by these rangers, and we are hopeful that the mines now will be reactivated.
Also today, the lawmakers considered the Criminal Code Act Amendment Bill forwarded for concurrence from the House. Senate made amendments to some clauses, one of which approves life imprisonment with no option of fine on any person found guilty of defiling a minor.
So that it will serve as a deterrence for will-be offenders.
The motion has been moved and seconded that any defilement of a minor in Nigeria henceforth should carry life imprisonment. Those in support say aye. Aye. And those against say nay. No option of fine. So the motion is carried.
Meanwhile, Senate passed for second reading bill to enact the Nigeria Social Security Trust Fund, which seeks compensation for work-related accidents.
Is to harmonize existing laws on social insurance and employees' compensation.
That will also result to cost saving, a more coherent approach to the issue of employee compensation, whether as a result of injury at work, occupational hazard, or evil death.
Employers' compensation should also include even the public sector, for emphasis.
There is provision
for punishment for defaulters.
The lawmakers passed a resolution commending President Tinubu for his choice of appointments and support to the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, which has led to milestone achievements.
Activities of EFCC during this period contributed to enhancing Nigeria's image both locally and internationally.
I also want to urge the chairman to continue on what he's doing in terms of fighting crime in this country.
The President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces be commended for his support to EFCC in ensuring that the agency is able to realize its mandate.
Presidential appointees for the National Population Commission were also confirmed by the Senate. In the meantime, Senate has condoled the minority leader, Senator Abamuru, over the demise of his son in a road accident and a granddaughter who succumbed to illness. From the National Assembly, Lami Ali, NTA News.
The quest to uphold the January to December budgetary cycle has gained some traction as the House of Representatives has passed for second reading a bill to ensure timely presentation of the country's annual budget by the executive to the legislature. National Assembly correspondent Mitaire Ikpen brings us details of these and other resolutions at Tuesday's plenary.
The Constitutional Alteration Bill on timely presentation of the nation's annual budgets seeks to cure the problem of late presentation by the executive or delayed consideration by the legislature. The bill, sponsored by Deputy Speaker Benjamin Kalu and 4 other lawmakers, proposes reforming the budgeting processes to ensure that fiscal operations are timely and lead to genuine development outcomes.
These inefficiencies not only undermine economic growth but also erode the public trust in government ability to manage their resources responsibly. This bill offers a structural remedy by embedding discipline, transparency, and long-term vision into the Constitution to guide budget process at all levels of governance.
In another resolution, lawmakers call for a probe of all federal government grants to states and local governments outside FAC allocations. On the recent face-off between Pengassan and Dangote Refinery over sacked workers and union activities, the House resolved to revisit the matter to protect national interest.
If private investment of strategic national importance are continually subjected to unlawful disruptions by adversarial unionism, Nigeria risks not only the failure of key economic assets, but also the erosion of investor confidence.
Nigerians are looking for private investment. Any private investor that is coming to Nigeria, he is going to look at our laws. Are we implementing our laws first? So we have to be seen to be implementing our own laws. So that's why we are calling on honorable colleagues that an act of parliament was breached in taking a resolution by the government.
This motion is referred to the Council of Leadership of the House to be headed by Mr. Speaker.
Also up for probe by the Green Chamber is the utilization of $4.6 billion foreign grants meant to reduce the burden of HIV/AIDS, tuberculosis and malaria in the country. From the National Assembly, Mitaire Ikpen, NTA News.
President Bola Tinubu has forwarded a letter to the Senate seeking the confirmation of Dr. Bernard Mohammed Doro from Plateau State as Minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. A statement by the Special Advisor to the President on Information and Strategy, Bayon Onuga, indicates that Dr. Doro's nomination follows Professor Nentawe Yewada's election as the All Progressives Congress APC chairman in July. Yewada previously served as Minister of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Reduction. Born on January 23, 1969 in Kwolbasa, local government area of Plateau State, Dr. Doro has over 20 years of multidisciplinary experience in clinical practice, pharmaceutical management, strategic leadership, and community engagement in the UK and Nigeria. President Bola Tinubu has pledged the federal government's commitment to empowering the Public Complaints Commission, ensuring it provides a platform for vulnerable Nigerians to voice their grievances and receive effective redress. The president stated this in a message at the 2025 Global Ombudsman Summit and 50 years of nation building by Public Complaints Commission. Ilyasu Ali Yakubu completes the report.
The Nigerian Ombudsman is an effective dispute resolution mechanism which starts at the local level to empower community-based techniques such as traditional institutions, community leaders and elders forums to settle disagreements. The 2025 Global Ombudsman Summit, which coincides with the 50th anniversary of the Public Complaints Commission, is a moment to reflect on the 50 years journey of nation building, focusing on practical, actionable steps to strengthen the institution for a more responsive, equitable and efficient system of public administration for all. Deputy Speaker, House of Representatives Benjamin Kalu reiterated the federal government's resolve.
We also propose a structured mechanism for regular reporting to turn the PCC's findings into practical policy recommendations. This will strengthen the Commission and boost the accountability, supporting our democracy.
Through transparent and fact-based investigations, the Ombudsman ensures that development plans serve the public interest through robust agendas.
To our international partners gathered here, we extend the hand of friendship, the bond of shared purpose, and the pledge that Nigeria will continue to lead with example, not with excuse.
The theme for the 2025 Global Ombudsman Summit is Effective Ombudsman Institution, a catalyst for good governance. In Abuja, Ilyasu Ali Yakubu, NTA News.
Thanks for being there. The Archbishop of Sokoto Diocese, Matthew Hassan Koka, says Nigeria should not be designated as a country of concern on religious freedom, as that will not only make the efforts in the area of dialogue among religious leaders even harder. He was speaking as the guest at the launch of the ACIN 2025 World Report on Religious Freedom in the World in Vatican City this Tuesday. He noted that Nigeria has been a colorful tapestry of wonderful human relationships marked by great friendship among her people across faiths and ethnicities. The bishop cited himself, who lived in Sokoto right in the womb of Islam, as an example, saying if there were outright persecution of Christians on grounds of identity, he and the small flock would not exist. Rather, he said both the state government and the Muslim leaders have given them support as he travels in official regalia as bishop in and out of Sokoto to carry out religious services with no molestations. Bishop Kuka says attacks by terrorists and bandits cut across faiths, ethnicity or social classes. The president and vice president are Muslims, yet Christians have not felt alienated. The chief of defense staff, the Director of State Security Services, among others, are Christians. The president just appointed a Christian as a leader of the ruling party. He also has appointed a Christian as chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission. The clergy also pointed to President Bola Tinubu's decision to send a delegation of the Catholic bishops for the burial of Pope Francis and personally attending the inauguration of the Holy Father Pope Leo XIV. These, he says, are confidence-building measures aimed at inspiring confidence in the citizens about having a sense of belonging. He quoted the Global Terrorism Index report for 2025, which states that terrorist attacks in Nigeria declined by 37% in 2024. The National Universities Commission has formally recognized the University of Innovation, Science and Technology, Omoma, Imo State. Dennis Adegunloye reports that Imo State Governor Hope Uzodinma cut a fulfilled figure at the ceremony where he expressed gratitude to the NUC for giving youth in the state an opportunity to develop their ICT and entrepreneurial skills.
Imo State, with its rich and evolving higher education landscape, before now had 7 notable universities that drive academic excellence, research and community development. With this formal recognition of the University of Innovation, Science and Technology, Umoma, Imo State, there is high expectation from the Executive Secretary of the National Universities Commission, Professor Abdullahi Yusufu Ribadu, that this standard is sustained and even surpassed as the world becomes increasingly technology-driven.
It is indeed our shared responsibility to ensure that this university becomes not just another addition to the list of universities, but a true center of learning, character building and societal transformation.
A very big honor for me, the opportunity to show gratitude.
For Imo State Governor Hope Uzodimma, this is a prayer answered given the keen interest of youth in the state and in general to be properly educated so as to contribute meaningfully to the growth of the nation's economy.
In this school, digital school, innovation, you will graduate in a particular discipline. Maybe cyber security, maybe web design, maybe digital online marketing. And the meaning of that is that you don't have to begin to carry a bag to everywhere looking for who will employ you.
There was a call for all stakeholders, including government officials, university administrators, staff and students, to work together to ensure that the institution flourishes and upholds the highest standards of academic integrity. In Abuja, Dennis Adegunloye, NTA News.
Nigeria is upscaling efforts in the fight and eradication of animal-related diseases to place the industry top on the global map. This was the focus of a workshop on good emergency management practices, prevention and control for federal and state epidemiology offices in Nigeria, organized by the Ministry of Livestock Development and FAO. Yusuf Jika reports.
Nigeria's livestock value chain is diverse with multi-dimensional benefits, but animal disease is one of the threats undermining the significant growth and development of the industry. To change this narrative and align with the new top agenda of transforming the livestock industry, brought together these experts to develop a robust framework that can guide and promote animal health system for national development.
We are here for this workshop so that we put ourselves in a proper position in terms of knowledge, in terms of strategy, in terms of networking and bonding with all those who have responsibility for animal disease and health management in the country.
Championed by Livestock Productivity and Resilience Support and Food and Agriculture Organization, the workshop aims to strengthen disease preparedness, surveillance, response by security, and collaboration to achieve greater results.
We acknowledge that many of our dedicated veterinary professionals across federal and state levels have not yet had the opportunity to engage fully with the latest best practices in emergency management.
30% of the population, mainly the poor, are living directly from livestock production, while an estimate of 5 million people are engaged in the upstream segment of the livestock value chain.
By adopting a good emergency management practices, Nigeria can reduce the impact of animal diseases, protect animal health, and promote food security. In Abuja, Yusuf Jika, NTA News.
The National Drug Law Enforcement Agency has launched an online portal for drug integrity tests. Sawa Khalil Ibrahim reports that the process is a federal government policy that requires Nigerians traveling abroad or seeking admission to present a drug integrity certificate.
The use and trafficking of illicit substances is eating deep into the fabric of society.
The young man, because of the effect of drug, has to stab the mother to death. The mother that carried him for 9 months.
Now, the Nigerian government, through the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, wants to take the bull by the horn to rid the country of illicit substances with the drug integrity test for visa applicants, students seeking admission, as well as intending couples. Citizens can now apply seamlessly through its digital platform.
This is a moment where enforcement meets efficiency and commitment merges with cutting-edge technology. The National Drug Law Enforcement Agency has maintained an aggressive, balanced, and uncompromising approach to tackling the scourge of illicit substances.
It's all about curbing the demand for illicit substances, while the visa clearance certificate is also helping to curb the trafficking of illicit substances.
NTA took to the streets to find out how Nigerians view this initiative.
Anything that will promote the integrity of our nation is a welcome idea.
People are taking jobs because of depressions. So what are the things? Let's face the reality. Let's face what is causing it.
Whichever side one falls, the NDLEA says it is committed to leveraging the power of technology to combat the evolving complexities of drug trafficking and abuse. In Abuja, Salwa Khalil Ibrahim, NTA News.
Now let's join Adiola Komiakere for stories making the rounds from the Center of Excellence. Good evening, Adiola.
As the transition from analog to digital continues to make waves, the need for operators, particularly the online media, to leverage positive content that promotes Africa on the global stage is paramount. This was the thrust at the opening ceremony of the 14th edition of Africa's 2025 in Lagos. Diana Ajala reports that the 4-day program was declared open by Governor of Lagos, Babajide Sanwo-Olu.
Of broadcasters.
With the theme, Navigating Digital Surge, Building a Resilient African Media Ecosystem for the Future, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu represented child media practitioners and regulatory bodies to ensure operators align themselves with the ethics of the profession.
We need to view technology as a powerful tool that can be enhanced by strong positive values to give it real meaning. It is essential to bring integrity back to the core of media practices.
Africa's 2025 offers a high-level platform for dialogue, networking and policy development to shape the future of broadcasting in Nigeria and Africa at large.
We are in a digital era. We have to repeal that act. So as legislators, we are working on it. We are going to bring an enabling law that will put into consideration the digital age we are in.
Satellite integration, green media operations, audience data, and cybersecurity, and all that demands that Africa charts its own course through them.
You need to position yourself, and how do you stand out? Standing out means that you have to create content that is appealing, that is inclusive.
The opening ceremony rounded off with a tour of exhibition stands, where media stations from different African countries showcased some media equipment. Among the exhibitors is the largest television network in Africa, the Nigerian Television Authority, NTA.
The takeaway is that for you to remain relevant, you must know what is happening and you must be on your feet 24/7. So I think it's a good place to understand that this is what was, this is what is, and this is where it is going to.
It is hoped that the knowledge gained from Africa's 2025 will further transform the media industry for the benefit of all. In Lagos, Diana Ajale, NTA News.
And that is all from Lagos. More reports after the break.
Many thanks for being there. Now let's do some business with Benny Adams.
Thank you, Alajide. It's time to talk business. Now, inclusive policies and gender-responsive advocacy have been emphasized as vital to unlocking Nigeria's economic potential to its maximum. Momsodemi and Dati reports that a gathering of women entrepreneurs in Abuja highlights the role of national and grassroots initiatives in driving innovation, supporting local content, and empowering women-led businesses.
I raise fish and process them into oven-smoked dried fish. I started it out of pain and I found purpose in it. I just kept doing my best. I just kept improving.
Nigeria is that place that has huge opportunities. So it's just for you to think about what you want to do, and government has really done a lot to help new businesses.
Policy reforms about tax, especially. Have a conversation about what your taxes will be and how you will be charged accordingly, So informing them about that, informing them about what sector to get into to make sure they benefit from that, So it's a whole range of information. We just saw the Kaduna State just did this amazing initiative where women can actually go and seek contract. You know, you go in there, 50% is taken off because you're a woman. You know, so these are things that they need to be aware of, and these are things that we need to also push.
Most of the issues about reform is not about government making revenue. It is about stimulating economic growth.
We're improving access to affordable and reliable electricity, reducing dependence on costly alternatives, and helping entrepreneurs operate more efficiently.
If you ask me, I would love to be a woman in my next world, because this is the best time to be a woman in business. I'm talking about trade, talking about stocks. The Nigerian equities extends a bullish run as the all-share index crosses 150,000 mark, with the all-share index up by 1.01%, an all-time high, the best time ever for investors in Nigeria's stocks market, as investors gain 962.3 billion naira as market capitalization rose to 96.13 trillion naira. For the South African GSE Top 40, it was a decline largely driven by heavy losses in the resource sector, particularly platinum and gold mining stocks, in addition to key resource counters in the Top 40, including Anglo Gold, Ashanti, Impala Platinum, as well as Anglo-American Platinum, that experienced steep double drops. For the Tunisian Tunisex, it was with a slight gain that the market ended trading today, which is to say the bears are still there, up for grabs. Who is going to take advantage of that? I'm sure it's not just about people in that part of the country, but also Nigerians can take advantage of that. That is it on Business at this time. Olajide, take it from here.
Well, many thanks, Benny. And the higher decision has to go through proper scrutiny. Well, moving on, impacting lives through humanitarian service and professionalism in study and practice is the approach the Association of National Accountants is adopting for corporate social responsibility. This is as Anand visited the FCT's Special School of the Blind, donating food and learning materials worth millions of naira as part of activities marking this year's Corporate Social Responsibility Day. Benny Adams report.
When aid meets talent, the rest is history. This is a story of a group of special students. They are visually impaired, and in this special school, they are being provided with total and qualitative education, enabling them to learn freely, express themselves, and compete favorably with their sighted peers.
I read hard so that can help me to become what I want to be. And about my music, I used to write songs and I used to play flute.
In recognition of such talent, the Association of National Accountants of Nigeria, ANAN, in commemoration of Community Social Responsibility Day, decided to not only pay a visit, but came with food and study materials to include talking calculators, braille typewriters, white sticks, among other items.
This school serves dual purposes. It's a school as well as a home. And we want to cover home and cover school.
Then we talk to them just to provide a guide on how to progress up to the point that they can become a professional accountant.
ANAN has always focused on educational sector. And to tell you, it will be very interesting for you to know that even at our own branch level, we've sponsored 2 students all through secondary school.
And we need ANAN to put more and much effort.
The presentation coincided with their meal time, and they were all ready to share the meal with everyone. In Abuja, Benny Adams, NTA News.
30 persons are feared dead while 40 others sustained various degrees of burns while scooping petroleum product from a petrol tanker involved in an accident on Tuesday morning along Essa and Badegi communities between Bidda and Agekacha local government area of Niger State. The victims were reportedly scooping petroleum products when the tragedy struck at about 11 o'clock in the morning, leaving survivors currently at a medical facility in the area with various degrees of burns, while scores were burnt beyond recognition. The ill-fated tanker was reported to be coming from Lagos to the northern part of the country when the accident occurred, and residents mobilized themselves and started scooping the product. Niger State Governor Muhammad Umar Bago, who has since reacted to the sad development, described it as worrisome, unfortunate and very pathetic. He also extended sympathy to the families of those who lost their lives and the injured. The Nigeria Governors Forum has commiserated with the government and people of Niger State over Esa and Badegi communities' tank explosion in Kacha local government area of Niger State, where media report says more than 30 persons were feared dead. The forum sent its heartfelt condolences to the people and government of Niger State, especially the families of the victims, and Governor Muhammad Umar Bago, and commended all the emergency responders for their humanitarian assistance to the victims. In a statement by its chairman, Kwara State Governor Abdurrahman Abdurrazak said this disaster again calls attention to safety issues in every aspect of our life. This is particularly important in how combustible items are stored and transported at every stage. And President Bola Tinubu sent heartfelt condolences to the Senate Minority Leader, Senator Abba Moro, and his family on the death of his son Victor and grandson Abba Moro Jr. In a statement by Bayo Ononuga, Special Advisor to the President on Information and Strategy, President Tinubu commiserates with the family, friends and associates of the senator who represents Benue South Senatorial District in the National Assembly, urging the family to find solace and praise that God Almighty will receive the souls of the departed children and comfort the family. Another break beckons. The news continues shortly.
Good, creative, and incisive as ever.
Glad to know you're still there. Now let's go over to Badi Adile for sport update. Badi.
Many thanks, Olajide. Let's begin with athletics. As the Africa Road Race, Lagos is set to host the first edition in Africa, and that is the African Running Conference in February 2026, marking the first African Road Running Championship. Organized by World Athletics and the Athletics Federation of Nigeria, the event will feature renowned race clubs from Nigeria and around the world, with a technical workshop to be held to ensure the event meets global standards. The championship, which is aimed at promoting networking among athletes, will also while also boosting economic visibility for the country, will culminate in the Lagos City Marathon.
By organizing the first ever World Athletics Africa Running Conference in Lagos next February, we really are hoping to create that sort of ecosystem for the Nigerian industry to further improve, to further thrive.
The idea is to now create more awareness, bring all the stakeholders, create more
Now, the Super Falcons of Nigeria are intensifying training ahead of the 2026 Women's Africa Cup of Nations qualifiers. The Falcons face Benin Republic in the first leg on October 24 in Lomé, Togo, and the return leg on October 28 at the MQ Abiola Sports Arena, Abeokuta. The 10-time African champions trained again on Tuesday as more players joined the camp. Key players already in camp include Asisat Oshuala, Tawa Folabi, Folashade Jamilusi, Miracle Sanin, Joy Omewa, Adenali Mbechi, Blessing Ilivieda, Kafayat Mafisere, and Chiamaka Nadoze. Still talking women's football, the Governor Duyedire Female Preseason Football Tournament has officially kicked off in Bayelsa State, attracting some of the top female football clubs across the country. Bayelsa Queens on Tuesday produced a composed performance against Rivers Angels, claiming a 3-1 victory. Nasarawa Amazons edged out Delta Queens by 2-1. FC Robo Queens pipped Heartland Queens of Owerri by a lone goal, while Bayelsa Princesses, in the last game of the match day, spanked Abia Angels 2-0.
That it is a good thing for us because we started well, and I would say that the girls did their best to ensure that we get these 3 points. Bear in mind that this is just the
And of course, Tuesday's early kickoff of the UEFA Champions League saw Spanish side Barcelona thrash Greek side Olympiacos 6-1. And of course, Kairat Almaty played a goalless draw with Pafos. In other matches going on, with their big wins and many other things going on. We'll update you later when it comes to the results. That's all. When it comes to sport tonight, let's return to Olajide.
Many thanks, Badi. Meanwhile, President Tinubu mourned the death of former Speaker of the House of Representatives from 1992 to 1993, Agunwa Anekwe. Chief Anekwe, who passed on at 69, is remembered in the history as one who opposed the military dictatorship and the truncation of democratic governance. President Tinubu, who was a member of the National Assembly in the Third Republic, vividly recalled the sacrifices of those who dared the military authorities while wishing the family the fortitude to bear the loss. And that's it on the Network News. Many thanks for being a part of it. I am Olajide Bello.